Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. Been a busy day today, so don't know how much I'm gonna get done in this Nomad, but I'll keep going. First thing I wanted to do was set the output voltage of my regulator. I'm gonna continue using that regulator to 5 volts. So I'm gonna do that now before I forget. Where's my meter? Keep losing that meter. Let's use this one. It's gonna set that boost converter to 5 volts. So I was right. This little chip here is a simple transistor network with a filter cap on it. It's just to boost the signal. So let's see what we got here. Let's fire you up. Switch you to the multimeter. Kind of a neat multimeter. Common voltage. Let's clip on here. I think I can't remember if it's the purple or if it's the blue is the positive. Slap this back on the back. Shove the cartridge in. Flip it on. Okay, so I was wrong. It's the other way around. It's working. It just doesn't have a screen hooked up right now. So I'm going to switch this from the 12 volts. Don't short those. Okay, so that was set to that. Okay, turn it down. Turn this down to dead on 5. I'm gonna leave it at 5.2. It's not gonna hurt it. Okay, so that's not gonna blow it up. Alright, I want to do that before I forgot anything else. So blue is positive. So I'm gonna reuse that. Where the heck's my notebook? Okay. Today's January 20th, 2021, Inauguration Day. So we're on a Nomad. And then blue. It's +5. And violet is ground. So I'm going to reuse that. So got that done. Turn this off. That's good. Pull this off. Alright, so I did watch the video on how a YouTuber, I can't remember his name right now, might have to show it in the next video. He added little header pins, which are fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they're 100,000 spacing. That's good. Let's see. All right, so these are little These pins are spaced 100 thousandths apart, and let's see which side. This side up. Well, that's handy to show. So if I put this in here, I need just 5 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut this down. This is a long header. 1, 2, 4, 5. 5 pins. Alright. Well, 5-pin header. Let's see how deep it goes on this side. Because he had to trim it down, which is fine. I'll do the same thing. It's pretty close though, going this way. I'll solder these on real quick. One's at the top. Let's solder that. Solder this on here. Yeah, so it's just looks like 3 the MPN or PMP. I can't tell. But it's just boosts up the signal a little bit, so it's not too dark. And he had some really good advice on what side to solder on, so you don't avoid pinching things, and how to use that little bracket. There we go. Make sure there's no bridges. Nope. Looks good. And this little guy here is going to go onto this. You can see RGB and color sync and ground. Let's solder that on the back side there. Let's get it nice and right angly. It's a technical term there. Get it right at right angle so it looks nice. Let's get one set into place. There we go, looks good. Let's go through and solder this on. I don't think I'm going to finish it tonight, because today was a heck of a day. It was the first day back for my son in high school. He hasn't been in school since March of last year, so that was interesting. Okay. So it's going to go through now. It's nice and off the board like that. And where is my coffee can? Oh, I really like using. I don't like the coffee, but I like the cans they come in. This is a can of Hills Brothers here. I like doing fresh ground personally. But I do like the Hills Brothers steel cans. It's great for the solder work, because even if you drop a hot solder ball in there, it won't hurt the can. That's pretty flush. See there? It's a little pretty flush there. Nice. I put it together. Let's see how it goes. So now, let's see. The bracket is pretty cool, actually. So the screen. Let me see if I can get this part assembled. So yeah. He said just solder on the one side so we don't have too much protruding on the back, which is a good idea. Oh, I'm going to keep that idea. Oh, this is some really good tape. I mean, heat sealing on here. Okay, that's free. Really a cool bracket. I love the fact they made this correct shape in the holes to actually mount it properly. And it's kind of cool. You put the screen. Where's the screen? Here's the screen. So the screen still got the screen protector on there, which is good. The screen has an interference fit on on this guy here, and they put a little notch. Whoops, wrong way, Dave. This just goes in this way, and they put this nice little notch on the back side for the flex cable here. It's not a big deal. It's not like a super tight fit to it, simply because this whole thing, when it gets put together, is going to be sandwiched against this foam pad right here, so it's all hold together. Okay. And then you have these two little brackets that snap in somehow. So comes in that way, and there's these two little brackets that slide over. Oh, wait. Yes? No? Yes? Oh. Well, that's really cool. So these little brackets go around the, snap these on the back here. That's a really cool design. I'm impressed. So these little brackets sit in here, and this little guy comes in here, and then you just slide these over to snap it in place. Well, that's nifty, man. That's pretty cool. Huh. I am impressed. That is really cool. That's a neat design. Well, I can see why you hot glued it in place. It's not going to be the tightest fit there, so I'll do that later. But for tonight, we get some solder on here, and solder on some leads. Cable. Where's the red? Yeah, red, green, and blue. I got plenty of spare wire everywhere, but I don't have a red wire in there. Pause for a moment and play some elevator music. Can I pause? Okay, so I'm back again. Though that didn't take any real time. Just wanted to get red, green, blue. I'm going to use red for red, green for green, blue for blue. That's a shocking color combo there. And then black for ground, and then yellow I'm going to use for the, shorten up this a little bit. I'm going to use yellow for the color sync line. And we're actually really looking forward to seeing how this looks once all put back together. And I'm actually really interested to see how good the how well these adjustment pots work on here too. It's interesting stuff. Okay, so ground. I'll start at the bottom. I'll tin that up with just a little bit first. Tinning is when you add a little solder to the end of a wire. Oh, that's garbage. You add a little solder to the end of the wire to make it easier to work with. It's still too long. That's going to hang out. Once I get this working, I gotta send a thank you note and add a link to the video. It's very well done video, actually. Good close-ups, lots of good commentary. It's good to know I'm not the only guy working on stuff like this. Trim this back. So I already put solder on these, it's pretty quick. I prefer a metal tip cleaner as opposed to water, and that's because water cools your tip down every time you dunk it in there, so it takes time for your soldering iron to recover from that cooling effect. So when you use a metal one, oh, it's stuck in there. Use a metal one like that, that lets you clean your solder tip without compromising your temperature. Temperature stays nice and hot. The soldering iron I use is a Yeehaw iron. I wanted something that had a display, temperature display on it. It's a pretty high wattage iron. I can't remember what it is. I mean, it's a big beast. It sits up here. If you ever see a little blue flashing light on the video, that's just a reflection of the if the heating element cycling off and on. Then red. So that's this guy here. So we had it so all these wires coming up off the top, so he doesn't have to fight with depth here. So I'll throw some solder blobs on there right now since I'm here. 5 volts of ground. They are through holes, through hole vias, plated, but I'm just going to go on the top there. That looks pretty decent. So apparently this goes here, and then this kind of drops in on top here, and get these wires out of the way. So this gets pushed in all the way here. Make sure the flippy thing is up. Looks like it's all the way. Snap that down. Yep, that's in there. And these little guys like slide over. Oh, this is the first time I've done this. So this kind of comes over. Comes in behind on each side. Come on, baby. Yeah, I can really see why he recommended, oh, come on. Get over there. It's kind of hung up on the screen. Screen's not being held in there all that great right now, so. Alright, get that closer. All kind of gets all sandwiched together here. Yeah, so I can totally see why he recommended glue in the corners. So that goes in there. This side is going to go over here. Cattywampus a little bit there. Hold on. Oh, so it's hitting those pins there. How much I can do about that? How flush can I make it? I'll try making it a little more flush, I guess. It's this guy right here. Yeah, they're pretty flush. Wow, that almost hit my eye. Okay. Well, that wasn't a good sound. There we go. This fell down here. I got parts spinning below me. Alright, so that's this guy here. That's going to drop in there. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Am I want to do a double-sided tape? Or do I want to use glue? I'm not a huge fan of glue. Okay, this goes this way. Tetris this shit back in place. Oh, there's a bigger one and a smaller one. Which one goes where? Maybe that's my problem. Oh, there's a bigger side and a smaller side. Really? So which one goes where? Well, let's just make it consistent, otherwise I gotta watch that video again. Which isn't a bad video, just feel a little silly because I don't know how this works. I might have to watch the video again. Alright. It's pretty close there. It's just because those solder blobs are there. Alright, so I'm getting a little tired. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. So I'm going to put this aside for now and continue working on this tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll figure out how to get this bracket doohickey together. I got to watch that video again. Get this bracket built and snapped together. And probably end up using a little bit of double-sided tape. I've got this really nice industrial strength stuff. I'll probably use that in the corners here to set the screen in place so it doesn't pop out. It's not a big deal once it's all sandwiched together, but for now it's not. So I'll do that. I'll get the power and ground hooked up and hook up the wires here. I gotta take a few more notes, and because it all hooks in over here except for the color sync line, and figure out what goes where, and I'll get that tomorrow. So continue on and finish this sucker off. But for now, everyone, thank you for watching and have a great night.